Greetings once again. It's time for another edition of Shelf Life Book Reviews Online, where I present to you a book that I've read, reviewed, and recommend. And today's book is Brooke Shields Is Not Allowed to Get Old. Thoughts on Aging as a Woman by Brooke Shields. It's published by Flatiron Books. It retails for $29.99 in the United States, $39.99 in Canada, and it is 260 pages long. Brooke Shields has written other books before she's talked a lot about her mother. And I won't say a lot here because already common knowledge, her mother Terry was very controlling for much of Brooke Shields' life. She was also an alcoholic, but Brooke Shields in the past has basically forgiven her, she was who she was. But in this book, she talks about life as she's almost ready to hit 60 years old. She's 59 and she seems ageless. And throughout the pages of the book, she talks about women and aging. And obviously, there is a different criteria for women than for men. But that's not what the book is about. We all met her very, very early, back in 1978, when she was the star, or one of the stars, along with Susan Sarandon, of the Louis Malle movie Pretty Baby. It was so controversial. It was banned in some countries. I think in Canada, I think Ontario banned it, if I'm not mistaken, back in 1978, because Brooke Shields was a child prostitute. She was underage. So that was where the controversy was. But Brooke Shields went on to have an amazing modeling career. She was the Calvin Klein girl for Calvin Klein jeans back in the 80s. I think the phrase was, "Nothing comes between me and my Calvins." And it brought her a lot of stardom. She made many movies beside Pretty Baby. She was in Blue Lagoon. She also later was in the TV show Suddenly Susan. And so she's had quite the life. Now, she talks about the past, but she also talks about things that have helped define her life. She mentions her two daughters, Rowan and Greer, and when they went to college and was an empty nest. She's had two marriages, but she talks about the daughters as people who borrowed her clothing, her designer clothing. And one of them, when she was taking Rowan to college to help her settle in to her new college, she opened the luggage, and there was a lot of Brooke Shields clothes. And Brooke Shields was quite upset that she had taken them and she didn't ask. And so Rowan really confronted her mother and said, "Well, you have so much stuff in the back of your closet gathering dust that you've never ever taken out." And right then Brooke thought, "Yes, I have these clothes, and why do I have these clothes?" And then she's obviously wanted to start wearing them more because she bought them to wear, not just to gather dust. She also talks. There's a chapter with Bradley Cooper, guardian angel, when she was at a restaurant and she had a seizure one night, and he held her as they waited for the ambulance to come, and they went to the hospital. She's had several bouts in the hospital, and she talks about an extended stay in one where she had a few confrontations with some of the doctors there. So it's really an engaging book. She writes with great levity, and there are serious parts to the book as well too. In one of the chapters, More Than Just a Pretty Face, she mentions seeing four young teenage girls, taking selfies, and one of them was afraid that her fat was going to show. She heard the girl say that, so she went right up to them and she lectured them, and she basically said, "Be proud of yourself. You're beautiful women. Why are you worrying about your flaws? You have so much more, to present to the world than crying about a little bit of flab showing." And so the book also talks about sex. It talks about menopause, and it talks about a lot of subjects of interest to women and to men as well too, who will enjoy this book. Brooke Shields is really. We always thought that she was just, simply just a model, and she's much more than just a pretty face. She's an intelligent lady who's almost 60, and her wisdom in the book is definitely something that you should read about and you will learn from as well too. So Brooke Shields is Not Allowed to Get Old is a very, very well written book. So I ask you to go and consider it when you are at your local bookstore. So if you do purchase it, drop me a note and let me know if you do agree with my review. Thank you for watching. I'll be back again soon with another excellent book. And until that time, as I always say, stay safe, stay sane, stay in touch, and I will see you at the bookstore. Bye for now.